How hard is it to be a single mother? That hard.
There wasn't even a word that came out of Shan's mouth. She couldn't even say a word. How hard is being a single mom?
Yes, it's hard. It's hard. And I have active, I have an active father.
Mhm.
So but what's so crazy? I did see, and I wish I would have had the stats with me. You guys can all Google this. I read that Black men actually, now this is not me speaking for, because I know kids, and think about the child. The child does better when both parents are in the household.
Mhm.
But I did read that Black men are more active when they're not married than when they are married. Google it. Okay, no. Let me. I didn't do that right. I didn't do that right.
Oh,
Let me erase.
That's a damn
What's
lie.
that? Men in Black. Erase. Okay. Let me take that step back. What it said was when both parents separate, whether it be
Mhm.
they weren't married and they separated or they were divorced.
Mhm.
The people who are never married, the father is more active than the divorced father.
I think I could probably see that. That sounds like a situation where no, I still can't though
Now
because
that's what that. Listen, I didn't make this shit up. Let me tell Jr. to add this, okay? Because this really is the research. Like that. Look, that's what it said. I
unless
was
that
pleasantly surprised as well,
you know
but
30% of the kids
because
ain't
most
going to
Black
the
men are not
father.
married, it did make them like they're very involved individuals.
Maybe 30% of the kids ain't there. So that divorce was about the kid ain't being theirs. So of
Listen,
course
I'm
he
just
ain't gonna be active.
okay.
He ain't
Let's
that
take
baby's pappy.
let's take
That's
let's take let's take so we saw the Brian McKnight story, right? And Brian McKnight had his own kids. He got a divorce and he married a new woman who had kids. So now he's stepdaddy. But then he also had produces a child. Now he is no longer involved in his other kids' life. He's only involved in the kids with the new wife and her kids.
hmm.
Isn't Steve Harvey, hasn't he been accused of the same thing too?
I think that they've made some progress. I think that in the beginning that was an issue, but I think that as time progressed, he became more and more involved with his kids as well. I think Brian McKnight was just straight out in your face. No, I think he's the only one who told the world. No,
so
if
I
I'm
have a friend who went through this exact scenario
okay.
twice actually. The one who left the girl at the altar and the other one they broke up for whatever reason. Both of those mothers of those children refused to let him see the kid after he moved on to a new woman. You think that could have something to do with it? Because
Brian McKnight.
I don't
Brian
know
McKnight
about
is a bad example.
No,
His
no,
kids
Brian,
are
Brian McKnight
old.
stated that he it was him.
His ki- his kids are 30 and 27. Like
yeah. So they
Well,
not even
you still have a
they,
relationship
they
with.
got
How old
kids.
are you? Are you still in a relationship with your parents, right?
with is it not really? I mean, kind of, but not really. And my mom passed away, and my dad kind of, but not really. And before my mom passed away, I mean,
I mean,
we
you're a
would
bad
talk.
example there. I'm sorry. I'm
Right. I
sorry
know I'm a terrible example.
those I'm sorry those things had. That's not. No, this is not a laughing matter. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I mean. But I'm just saying. For the most part, even in older age, you continue to still have a relationship with your parents.
Yeah, but how you gonna be
It's
an
just a
active
different
parent
kind of
to a
relationship.
30-year-old? How you gonna be an active parent to a 30-year-old? Them other kids is young, right?
Yep.
No, 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 no.
12
So,
is one of
so
them's 12.
her kids were not young, young. His
No,
new kids with her
his
are.
yeah, the young. Let me pull
Yeah,
it
that's
back
what we
up.
said.
God
He has
dog
to
it.
active parent them. The other kids grown. They stop by when they feel like and bring their kids by probably.
Yeah, look at those kids' ages. That's important to see. But do you ever really stop being a parent? I mean, my son is almost 21. I'm still a parent. He just came to get some food out of the refrigerator. I mean, he's home from college, so I'm still a parent to him. I would assume that even when he's 20 something years old, I'm still a parent. You know, I'm going to still call my child and make sure he's made it home safely. Like he and his family are safe. Those are things that you do as a parent. You
Did the
never lose
statute
your relationship.
Did the stats say Brian McKnight don't call his kids no more?
Well, I'm just telling you what the kids said.
They say he don't talk to them at all.
I don't know.
What he says is, "I never miss a child support payment."
That's what he said.
That's literally a quote.
Dang.
Sound like responsibility right there. He said,
Dang.
I'm responsible, and
Are we
You know,
making excuses for
philosophy
him,
of-
Marcus?
you say what?
We're not making excuses for Brian.
No, it's different philosophies for being a father, right? So I heard people say that kids fare better when the father is not there and he's emotionally detached because it gives them a chip on their shoulder, which propels them through society. So maybe he was trying to make his maybe he was trying to make his kids the best they could be, productive citizens of the world, but not sticking around that hard.
No.
And then I also seen that that was just one example, so we can't take that to mean that that's what the rest of the black man is out here doing.
And if that is indeed the argument you guys want to go with, then you can't be mad when Lori Harvey took Steve Harvey's last name, because she's now an adult, right? And people are saying, oh, she should have never gave, Lori his last name. But even as an adult, why does it matter at this point, right?
No, I feel you. I was joking about the thing. If Brian Knight went that for his kids, he bogus as hell. Like, I can't. Yeah, you already know how I feel about kids.
But that happens all the time, doesn't it?
Maybe in the past. I don't feel like.
Do you think that a lot of people? Don't you think that a lot of people aren't in their dad's life because maybe that wife took them away?
It's both, but I think like what I'm saying is they don't lead the kids. That's my only point. Whether they're forced away from them or they just. I don't see a lot of young men like in the generations past. There was that big like black women with single mother-led households, right? And all the young men felt as though we was not going to repeat the cycle of not being there for our kids. And I think my generation we hold not into the
for sure. I do think that we're most improved.
Yeah, I think we hold not into the bargain up.
I do think that there's a most improved curve that the younger kids are just not having any more kids.
Yeah.
Then when you get into like the late 20s and 30s, then you're starting to see people the mid 30s, they're like, okay, they may not be married necessarily, but they are taking care of their kids. Then that 50, 60, those are the ones who just probably don't even know where their kids live.
That shit is crazy.
Do you think it's a generational thing? Do you think that like the older generation just feels like once the relationship is dissolved, then like my responsibilities are dissolved? Like, what do you guys think?
Why do you think that? That is a great. I just want to know, what do men think when they do that? Like what in the mind of a man? And I know that's hard for you guys to picture because you guys are so involved with your kids. But I
being
wonder
a man,
what you think. Yeah.
So you think it's hard? Go ahead and repeat the question. I don't think I'm understanding.